Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way,
what's poppin', y'all? It's your girl.
What's up, y'all?
And my man. We're on our hot girl walk
Hot girl.
with a man.
Shit.
I am currently 41 weeks today and ready to get this baby out. So we're walking. I took castor oil this morning at 9:30. It's currently what time?
10:16.
Okay, so it's 10:16, almost an hour since I took it. I'm just feeling a little pressure, no contractions. I feel fine, regular.
We've been on the walk for 21 minutes so far.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how everything goes. I'm just gonna give you guys updates throughout the day in case this is really time. Hopefully it is, because I'm super excited. What about you? How do you feel about meeting baby?
I mean, it's my first daughter, and I know this is gonna be a different experience. You know, we're having a home birth, so all the other kids is different. The first one's a hospital, second one was a birth center. It's kind of like at home, but it was a birth center. It's still natural and everything. But right now we're gonna be in the comfort of our own home, and it's gonna just be very intimate and beautiful for all of us.
Right.
So I'm excited for that. I just can't wait to meet her.
Right. It's so crazy to say that because I never thought I would have a girl. I thought I was going to be a boy mom. But things change. God wanted this for me, so yeah. I'll update you guys later. I know I did not get to finish my labor and delivery vlog, which I'm so sorry. It was going to be a banger, but I'm going to share with you guys my birth story and my birth experience for having a home birth. So with my birth, let's backtrack. At my 40-week appointment, my midwife had came to assist me and the baby to make sure everything was okay. And when she was feeling on my stomach to feel for baby's position, she realized that baby was no longer head down. So usually babies turn head down around 36 weeks, and then in your last trimester you don't have to worry about that. But this was a concern because I want to have a home birth, and I'm not going to be able to have a home birth if baby was breech, because my midwife didn't deliver breech babies, so I would probably have to get a C-section. So at this appointment we worked on like rebozo treatments, and like rebozo is basically like a blanket that you tuck underneath your belly and you just kind of shimmy it so that your baby's position would turn. And we did putting ice cold frozen vegetables on my stomach down below, and then just like playing music so that she could turn as well. And she just also scheduled me a appointment for the hospital to get an inversion, which is where they would turn the baby while the baby's still inside to face the correct position. But when I went to go get that inversion, they do an ultrasound before that, and that's when I realized that baby was indeed head down. So it was go time. So at that time we were told by midwife to go ahead and take castor oil so that we could get her out, because we wanted to make sure that she remained head down so that I could have the home birth and the birth that I prepared for. So we took the castor oil as you've seen, and we went walking in the last clip, and we did that for most of the day. And then I got a little tired, so we kind of rested for a little bit of the afternoon, and then nothing was happening. I wasn't even pooping or anything with taking the castor oil, so I was like, okay, let's take some more. So I took more castor oil, like I want to say like 2 tablespoons. I took 2 tablespoons around like 4 o'clock, and then around 6 I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to do some bouncing on the ball. And I also just tried to do the mile circuit, but I only did one position for the mile circuit, and the position that I ended up doing was the one where you're just like booty up in the air, face down, and I did that for 30 minutes. And after I finished that 30 minutes, I started to feel a little bit of contractions. I'm gonna look at my contraction thing so that I can give like an accurate, because I'm gonna insert it as well. So alrighty, My first contraction started at 6:36 and it lasted for a minute. I'm also going to insert this as well into the screen so you guys can see, but yeah, that's when I started to have my first contraction, and I was like, okay. Then the next one was 20 minutes later, so I was like, okay, this doesn't mean anything. We need to keep them coming. So I did the mouth circuit. I did that. I started doing the baby mama dance. I started moving as much as I could, and around this time it was becoming like 8, and it was getting time to like tuck her down and get the kids ready for bed, and I ended up taking a shower. But I was so wishy-washy about taking this shower because I did not want to take a shower and then my contractions just like disappear completely. It's something that I struggle with the majority of the last trimester of my pregnancy. I had prodromal labor, and that's when basically you're having contractions but you're not in active labor, so like they're not getting intense enough and close enough for it to be actual labor. Yes, Mom, are you hungry? So I took the shower, and then after that I went ahead and laid down for the night. I laid down, and then I was still having contractions throughout the night, but they still weren't intense. Like I was having them, they weren't intense. But around 12 o'clock, they came and they were kind of getting intense a little bit, and I seen that they were kind of regular. So I was like, okay, I'm going to call my midwife, and when I call her, she's a 30-minute drive away. So I had to make sure that timing was perfect because I did not want to, you know, risk having the baby at home without my provider being here. So I was like, I'm gonna call her and let her know that I'm having contractions and how many minutes they're apart. So at that time, around 12, the contractions were, I guess, like 2 minutes apart. Which you guys are probably like, you waited so long to call her. But I was able to sleep. That's the thing. I don't know if my pain tolerance is very high or what it is, but I was able to sleep through these contractions, or let's just lay down and just kind of breathe through them. So I didn't think it was time to call her. And this is my 3rd baby, so you think I would know, but every baby is different. I promise you, every baby is different. And she was the most difficult one. So I was just going to call her, let her know what was going on, and she said she was just going to head over because she really didn't know what was going on because she knew that I had the prodromal labor. So she came over, and when she was on her way here, I had to go to the freaking bathroom. I was so pissed because I was like, I thought I was one of God's favorites. I didn't think I was going to be on the toilet. So the castor oil did end up working, like what, 6 hours later. I'm now pooping, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like now I'm nervous about pooping while I'm in labor. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? Now I'm gonna be pooping. But I just happened to just tuck her through those contractions and pooping, and then when she came here, it was kind of stopping and starting. So once she got here, she checked me and everything, and she was like, okay, you are 4 centimeters, which is like a kick in the stomach because I was 3 centimeters for like 2 weeks, and then now I'm only 4. So it's like, is anything really happening? But the contractions weren't too intense, so I was like, okay, I'm not mad at it. 4, I was like, I hope she doesn't leave. Like, maybe this means something. Like, 4 means that she's gonna stay and everything's gonna be okay. So, uh-oh. You okay, mamas? It's okay. So, let me put that down. You guys get a glimpse of baby. I'm gonna show her at the end, but what ended up happening was she checked me. I was 4 centimeters and 60% effaced, so that means that my cervix was opening, so that was good. Before, I was closed in 3 centimeters, so I felt like some process was happening with the contractions that I was having. So she said she was going to stick around. Jai, at this point, he's still in the bed sleep. He's such a deep sleeper. I didn't want to wake him up. That's why I'm like, okay, maybe I should have started recording when I was at the 4 centimeters, but I was like, something's happening, but I really don't know. And then it's so early in the morning, I didn't want to be too loud and wake up the kids. So I just was like, I'm just going to tell you guys my story when time happens. So I went ahead and got some pillows and a blanket for my midwife, and she's just sleeping on my couch waiting to see what's gonna happen. So the contractions ended up continuing. They started to get a little bit deeper and closer, and during this time I'm just running back and forth to the bathroom trying to get a little bit of sleep while I can. That was the biggest struggle, like trying to sleep and get things done. Because this birth was unmedicated and I was having this baby at home, I was trying my best to, you know, like rest, but it just wasn't happening because I had to keep going to the bathroom every 5 minutes to poop. So around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, she had been here for a few hours. My contractions are still going, still getting pretty intense, but they weren't super intense to the point where I felt like I was gonna push or anything. Like I think it was just my pain tolerance. It honestly did not hurt. Like it hurt. Let me not dim down labor that it didn't hurt, but it just felt like a period cramp that was strong, and then I could just breathe through it and be done with it. So 4 or 5 o'clock, I felt like the urge to poop. So I went to the bathroom, but there was no more poop. I didn't have to poop anymore, which was like, okay, this has to be baby's head at this point. If I don't have to poop and I'm basically cleaned out, there's no way I'm going to poop during labor at this point, since I cleaned myself out with that castor oil and been running to the toilet since 12. So now that I'm finally cleaned out, I let my midwife know, like, I feel a lot of pressure in my butt. She checks me and she's like, you're 8 centimeters. So once she checked me again at that point, she was like, okay, let's get up, wake up Jai so we can fill up the tub. So we start filling up the tub with water so we could prepare for the birth. At this point, it's happening. So once she filled up the tub and everything, I went ahead and got in, and she was like, do you want me to break your water? That was indeed what I wanted her to do, because I wanted to get this baby out. At this point, it's almost been like 12 hours since I started these contractions. So I was like, I'm ready for her to come. So she went ahead. She was like, I'm just going to let you know that since she checked me, she was like, once I break your water, baby is probably coming right after. Let me tell you, as soon as she broke my water, I had to push. So I guess my water bag was like stopping me from actually dilating, I guess. So once she did break my water, I felt the urge to push, and I pushed baby girl out. It took a little bit of time. This part in my labor experience, I can say that I felt nervous. I was really scared. I don't know, like, it just, that's when the pain really was intense. When I had to push her out is when I felt it, that ring of fire. It was really intense, but it was so beautiful when she did come. I was just trying to breathe and relax my body so she could just flow out into the water. That's how I pictured my labor. Like, she would just come out and I wouldn't have to do much effort. But I'm going to show you guys the video. I'm gonna insert it now so you guys can see it. And yeah, that is what a water birth at home looks like.
It's out.
Head out? We'll say
I'm nervous.
You go.
Good job.
When she comes out.
My head is already out.
Alright. And just let her head be there. Just keep it close to the body. And keep it
Oh.
Here comes it. Perfect. Happy birthday, baby.
I know it was kind of hard for me to tell how everything went, but it's been 6 weeks, and I feel like as a mother, once we have our children and we finally get them into our arms, we no longer think about the pain that we experience, and that whole experience becomes a blur. So I hope I was able to explain it very well and let you guys know how everything went. But if you have any questions, make sure that you comment them down below. And I just want to say, if you are like scared, it's not graphic, like you won't be able to see my body parts and things like that. So hopefully YouTube doesn't flag the video or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to show you her. She's a heavy chunky butt. Yes, this is the baby. She's a heavy chunky butt. Say hello. Say hi. Say hello, people. Hello. Yes. So she is 6 weeks. She's 6 weeks. Yes. She's 6 weeks. Yeah. She's a chunky butt. She's a chunky butt. Yeah. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Love yours.